Breaking news on a Friday afternoon. Federal workers, many of them are neighbors here in the Washington, D.C. area, are being fired. A post on X from the director of the Office of Management and Budget, Russ Vought, said rifts have begun, government speak, for reductions in force. In plain English, it means people are being fired in the midst of this government shutdown. How many? One White House source told NBC News a substantial number. Another source said it is in the thousands. Where are they? How will they be notified? We don't have those answers yet. But a spokesperson told NBC News it's deeply unfortunate that thousands of federal workers will be laid off as a result of the Democrat shutdown. It's unclear if any of this is legal. Doesn't mean it's not happening. It'll be fought over in the courts. In the meantime, those federal employees put in the middle. In past shutdowns, many of them have been furloughed, asked to work without pay, or simply gone without paychecks for some time. But they would eventually get their jobs back. Now the White House seems to be pushing the envelope and actually reducing the number of federal employees through firings. An awful lot more details that we certainly want, we know you need. Trying to get them. I'm Ted Oberg from the News 4 I team. You can find me anywhere on social at TedNBC4.
Shalom, 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 Israel, giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'ashim Chakadash, the honors of the apostles, the elders, the team, Meshuwa, say to I come out there, preaching his word and truth and serious in your freedom in your life to do so more so now than ever before, because we are close to the end. As you know, we're still amidst a government shutdown. And the government shutdown usually happens when, the president wants something declared and then, the Congress can't come to terms with the agreement, they shut down the government. And that means it affects certain aspects of the government, whether it's, like dishing out food stamps, SNAPs, benefits for the people. Certain military won't get paid. Military servicemen and women won't get paid. So a lot of things are affected by a government shutdown, So let's get this real quick. Isaiah 19, verse 14. The Lord have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his own vomit. Right, so the Lord have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst of Egypt, caused Egypt to err. Right, this is one of the errors or the errors that, the Egyptian and Babylon the Great is the modern day Egyptians. We go to Revelations 11 and either 8 or 18. It says spiritual Egypt and spiritual Sodom. So America is spiritual Egypt, a place where they have the Israelites in bondage the second time, a spiritual, because it's not the physical Egypt, but the spiritual Egypt. And America's moving like it's drunk, just recently China, Trump wants to put tariffs on China, 107% tariff. So what does that mean? That means the price of goods coming from China is going to double. And a lot of things made in America, or that's here in America, is made from China. Slovakia is loud music in the background, but I don't know if you can hear it. It said, verse 15, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. Right. And we're gonna go into how a lot of jobs from the federal government got furloughed, meaning laid off until hired back, but a majority of them not coming back. Verse 16 said, in that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear, because the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it. Right, and the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, is the one that's bringing this troubles and calamity. Slovakia says, year will end with 300,000 fewer federal workers, Trump official says. The reduction will be the largest single year decline in civilian federal employment since World War II, right? So, this is any indication that there might be a war brewing. No, might, but a war is definitely brewing. World War III. All right, because this is the second largest. Yeah, this is a reduction would be the largest since uh single year decline in civilian federal employment since World War II. So, that's clear indication that, World War II is at the gate. It says, and this is last month, said there will be some 300,000 fewer federal workers on the government payroll by the end of December than they were in January, according to Trump administration's top human resources official. That amounts to the loss of about 1 in 8 federal civilian workers and would be the largest single-year reduction since World War II. But in an interview with the New York Times on Thursday, the director of the Office of Personnel Management, Scott Cooper, painted the coming few months as a period of relative stability after a time of tremendous upheaval. So he said the resignation incentives first introduced by the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, accounted for the bulk of the 300,000 departures. He said most would be officially separated by the end of September and others by the end of the year. Most have already stopped working, even though they remain on payroll. In addition, though some already announced cuts are still pending, he said he did not expect significant new layoffs, formerly called reductions in force, before September 30th, the end of the government fiscal year. So they about to do more cuts. That's roughly like 2.4 million to start and ending roughly about 2.1. Mr. Cooper said of the size of the civilian workforce when President Trump returned to office and what it would be the end of the year. See, so he's downsizing, man. Isaiah 31:1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because there are many, right? Because our people, the Israelites, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, like to go down to Egypt for help, man. Look to the Egyptians or America for their help, because they got military power, they got the dominance in U.S. dollar. See, you look at the outside, you think that, Esau is really in control, but really it's the Most High. And then horsemen, because they are very strong, but they look not into the Holy One of Israel. They look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord, Yahweh. And y'all don't seek the Most High. You see, y'all seek America for help. And as you can see, man, America is, falling. Like we read in the previous scripture, how there would be no work for Egypt. You know what I'm saying? And it's starting from the head, which is the government. The head, or the one that controls what's going on, is the heads. It's the figure is the clearest picture yet from the federal government of the extent of Mr. Trump's downsizing. The figure is the clearest picture yet from the federal government of the extent of Mr. Trump's downsizing. And it says, the president has said the effort is about eliminating waste, saving money, and making the government run more efficiently. But it also represents a reduction of a bureaucracy that he believes has tried to thwart him. Many federal employees say the depths of the cut has threatened to cripple vital services, drained the government of expertise, and wreak havoc on workers and their family. So before we close up, let's just look up what government programs stop in a shutdown. So it says, during the government shutdown, federally funded programs not deemed essential for public safety or national security are suspended. Critical or accepted programs continue to operate, or often with delays in staff working without pay. So it says small house loans, HUD, Small Business Administration, Veteran Services. See people that work, that veterans. Nutrition programs. So it says some programs face immediate and potentially severe disruptions. WIC, all right, women, infant, and children may run out depending on the government's duration and state level funding. SNAP, and I'm gonna do a video on this of how women are affected. Federal research, student aid. Look at that. It says, look, national park and museums, federal courts, IRS services. Most IRS operations are closed, and while tax deadlines still apply, services like issuing refunds are suspended. So you ain't gonna get your refunds. So we're gonna see how this plays out, man. Lord is shaking stuff up. So with that, I want to give a praise to Yahweh, Bashim Shah, Bashim Chakadas, the ones to the apostles, others G-Men who grew out, and so you say you Akim. Until next time, Shalom.